Brilliance Audio presents the unabridged recording of Lawn Boy by Gary Paulsen, performed by Tom Parks. With all gratitude to Britton Walker. Forward. I don't have a clue how all this will end. There are people now who say I'm some kind of wonder boy or that I know some secret and that I had this big hairy plan. Nope. One minute I was 12 years old and wondering where I could get enough money for an inner tube for my old used 10-speed. I didn't have any money, and my parents didn't have much either. My mom's a teacher in an experimental school, and my dad's an inventor. Sometimes it takes a long time to work out a new idea. This was one of those times, so we were a little bit broke. Mom and I have learned not to ask too many questions about what he's doing, because if we do, he wants to use us as guinea pigs, and we learned our lesson during what we now refer to as the voice-activated door incident. Dad swears Mom's nose is as cute as ever, and I don't notice anything different about it, but she still touches it gingerly when he starts talking about some big new idea he's got going. The next minute, it seems, I've got a business of my own with employees, and I'm rich. I'd better explain. It all began at 9 in the morning on my 12th birthday when my grandmother gave me an old riding lawnmower. Chapter 1. The Principles of Economic Expansion. My grandmother is the kind of person who always thinks that no matter how bad things might seem, everything will always come out all right. Her hair could be on fire and she'd probably say, "Well, at least we have light to read by." She's the most positive person in the world and amazing and fun to be around, but in a strange and happy way, sometimes she seems to be about 9 bricks shy of a full load. You can say, I think the Yankees will win the World Series again. And she'll answer, "Yes, but it's nice to put carrots in stew for the flavor." And you think that somewhere inside that brain, maybe a screw came loose. Then you find out that the last time the Yankees won the World Series, she made a stew and forgot to put carrots in and blamed the Yankees, she never liked them anyway, when the stew tasted funny. She still doesn't like the Yankees. "It all makes sense if you wait long enough," she says. So when I turned 12, she came to the house with an old riding mower in the back of her Toyota pickup. "Happy birthday," she said. "It used to belong to your grandfather. He was always working on it. I thought you might like it." A mower? Though we lived on the edge of what was termed an upper-middle-class neighborhood, Eden Prairie, Minnesota, our house was small, a fixer-upper when my folks bought it 4 years ago. It had a yard the size of a postage stamp, and the grass never seemed to grow enough to need mowing. It just sprouted, stopped, gave up, and died, over and over. My father and I lifted the mower down from the truck bed. "A lawn mower?" I looked at Grandma. "Thanks." "My bridge club's meeting on Thursday night," she said, getting back into her truck. "Which makes it hard to watch CSI since it's on Thursday, too. Did you know that?" And she drove away before I could answer her, much less wait for the part where it made sense. "It appears you now have a lawnmower," my father said, smiling, as he walked back into the house. "I don't know the connection with her bridge club either, although I'm sure there is one. She's your mom's mother. Maybe your mom will know what that meant." I looked at the mower. Very old, low, small. It looked like it only cut about a 2-foot wide area, and it was nothing like the fancy new machines. The seat was steel without a pad, and the driver's feet went over the top of the motor to rest on 2 foot pedals. One was a brake, the other a clutch that you had to push down to get the mower moving. It steered with 2 levers, like a very small bulldozer, and looked more like a toy than a mower. Okay, since I was 12, I didn't have much experience with motors. I've never even had a dirt bike or 4-wheeler. I'm just not machine-oriented. My birthday present sat there. I tried pushing it toward our garage, but it didn't seem to want to move. Even turning around to put my back against it and push with my legs, which I thought might give me better leverage, didn't help. It still